Hey Flosstube, it's Kerry and Stitches. It's Friday the 25th of, I said January then, February. This is Flosstube 116. Hi, hello and welcome. I hope you're all doing well. Welcome if you're a new viewer, it's lovely to have you here with me. And welcome back if you're an old friend coming back for another visit to hear my random ramblings. It's lovely to be among friends, whether you're old or new. So, what's been happening in the last couple of weeks since I last saw you, or whenever you last watched one of my last videos? So, oh, just in case you knew, I've picked up a few new subscribers recently. I'm Kerry, mum to two, wife to one, no, husband, wife to one, there we go. Yeah, I'm married to Andy, he's my tech team. I have two kids, Lottie and Tom, who are almost 12 and almost 17, that's worrying. I live in Worcestershire in England. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I work as an office manager for a small company, which I love, and I've been stitching for 18 years almost. So yeah, there you go. That's me in a nutshell. I love coffee, the colour green, and giraffes as my Formula One. Big Formula One fan, love tennis, and that's all you need to know about me. Yeah, my current whip count is 21. I'm gonna go with 21. Yeah, there we go. So, what's been happening in your world? I hope you're all doing well. Storms. Dudley, Eunice and Franklin came through last week. Storms 1, well, Storms 3, fence panels nil. We lost one fence panel in pieces in the garden. So if I do keep kind of catching something at the corner of my eye, it's because I can see into our back garden where there's a fence panel missing and people walk past and I keep kind of just catching my eye. Although there was one person at the weekend who happened to stop and just start staring into our garden. Sunday. So I'm stood at my kitchen window with my hands on my hips like this, staring back. He scuttles along quite quickly. It was quite funny. Yeah, so fence panel shortage. But there again, that's nothing compared to what's going on in the world right now, which is just, I don't have the words for. It's just incredibly sad for the people of the Ukraine. It must be terrifying, and just I just don't have the words. So my heart really does go out to them. I've been sort of keeping up with with news, and yeah, if you are going to repost stuff about it, just make sure your news is from a reliable source, because misinformation and things like that. So anyway, it's half term here, kids are off, one's gone to town, the other's in her room gaming. So we've kind of caught up with friends on Wednesday and had fondue, and then we went to Light Night in town, which was basically large scale art installations, like light things. So there was like a giant ball of yarn, neon ball of yarn, and in the along the high street, and there was silent disco on top of a car park roof. That was a bit bizarre. It's a multi-storey car park roof. That was really cool. There was this big kind of installation in the old palace, which were in the grounds of the old palace, which were vines, like vines hanging down, but they all had like little light bulbs on, which were changed with the music and stuff. So that was really cool to see. And you could stand in the middle of it, and it was kind of like really kind of like giant, not kind of like inflatables, but lit up in the Guildhall, and various street performers doing stuff like discos and like people with glitter balls on their heads. It's all bizarre, as well as things like one of our historic streets had light bulbs strung like zigzag along with lampshades on. which is just kind of a really bizarre thing to see outside, but it was so cool. Umbrellas up in the shopping centre, kind of like all in the ceiling. So lots of really kind of cool things to look at, and it was a nice way to spend an hour or so walking around town. So I'm going to quickly record my Flosstube as long as my storage holds out, because that's already failed on me once today. I've got a bit of haul, plenty of whips, FO, kind of FFO adjacent, should we call it? Some under 1,000 subscribe shout outs, plans, whip go, all the usual things. And my cup of coffee, marvelous and grommet mug. My favourite mug, this is. Right, so let's jump in. I keep saying I failed at the Olympic challenge. I didn't do very well with the nap time stitcher one. I think just because the things didn't fit with the other challenges I was doing, and I found it really difficult to be focusing on too much. So Monkey Wrench was my 30-minute a day project for Brenda's challenge, because Brenda's challenge I managed to fit into daily 30 really well. So there's Monkey Wrench by Ink Circles, with a colour conversion to some Silks for You, which are there, you can see. And this is on 40 count Fairy Forest by Crafty Kitten, who I believe is no longer trading. But that's where we're at. So what did I stitch? Okay, I did the whole of this motif, M-O-N, and I started this one up here. Oh, I think I did that one as well. Yeah. So progress. And I think I managed 12 out of 17 days on that. I'm going to the floor today. Another one, my medals piece was well rounded, which I did actually succeed in, because Great Britain only got 1 silver and 1 gold. So, but they didn't actually do them on the days they got. I just stitched. So I had start and finish on this, which is one of the well rounded bouquets. This is spring. 28 count something or other. Mystery fabrics found at the charity shop. But it's really nice. Really pleased with that. So that's now 5 out of 12 done. And the next one for well rounded is going to be the last of the spring, was the kind of mandala kind of style one. Gnome, I've been doing for Mill Hill Mondays. Hubby bought me this for Christmas last year. Oh, there we go. And this is on the Call For linen, which is, oh sorry, not the Call For, this is on the kit linen, which is Star Sapphire, 28 count Star Sapphire by Witch Out. Which actually is one of my, oh, there's a dirty mark on this. Or is it fluff? Oh no, it's fluff. Ooh, yellow fluff. I thought it was like a drip of coffee or something. Panic there. There we go. So that's where I'm at. So I think since the last time you saw it, all I've done is put snow in here. But there we go. You can't really see the snow. A bit better there, but so much white. So much white. But we keep plugging away at it. Mill Hill Mondays are really helping, because I think I'd be avoiding that just because of stitching all the white, because that's never fun. Okay, then we have Quilting Bee. Oh, by the blue flower. There we go with that one. This is on 32 count Rebus by, no it's not, Bacchus by Chromatic Alchemy. And this was my, and I was doing 100 stitches a day, and I did 1,800 stitches. So if I've done it, oh, so I'm a day short, but we won't worry about that. So I've got both wings done, eyes, antennae, front legs, and some diamonds, and I love it. And that's actually not far, well, that's a fairly close the colour, so especially as the sun's just come out. Threatened snow here yesterday. It didn't happen. I was disappointed. We did have a bit of kind of snowy kind of hay. Well, I say snowy, kind of had some like bits of hay. It seemed too heavy to be hay, like landing too and bouncing. So it didn't feel like snow, but it was kind of drifting down, kind of like snow-ish. So So Lottie and I called it snail. There's probably a proper weather term for kind of snowy hail, but we called it snail because it was funny. So Lottie's walking around the house going, snailing again. Autumn Towne. No cover picture because I still haven't, I don't know what I've done with it. Picture here. There we go. So I've been working on this darn cloud. There we go. This was another one where it was 100 stitches a day, and I know I started to struggle with that, so. I don't actually know how many stitches I ended up doing for it. I could go back and count it up, but I won't do that right now. So as medals go, I think I got a gold. For my medals challenge, I got, I'll find it in here quickly. What did I say? Okay, and I got a silver for, it was 17 days, so 2 golds. Here you go, me. Based on my calculations, I think that makes it, yeah, a 4th place for my daily 30, and I crashed and burned on my full coverage. That's fine. It's what it is. I've learned that I don't know, it killed my stitchy bug this time. Temperature, it's because I've got friends doing Temperature Library. Temperature Houses by Jardin Privé. It's a free design on their website. There we go. Started February's yesterday. Ooh. And finished January. It's quite funny how January and February both started with the same temperature. There we go. So I'm hoping to catch up on this over the next week or so. So I'm kind of missing doing gamer for the sale prompt in daily 30. Some excitement with cardinal points. Cardinal points long dog samplers. Oh, Temperature Library is on 18 count pewter by PTP. Cardinal points. You know it, you love it. Stitched in all the call for gentle art. Ladies and gentlemen, behold, a page finish. So other than actually my name in there, that's 3 pages done now. Well, over 3 pages because this falls into page 5 and some of the writing falls into page 5. So I forget where the actual page break is on it. It's really hard to read the words on this. Yeah, so the page break actually runs pretty much down through there. So I've started a good start in. Super happy. Really am going for. I would love to get a finish this year. I think it's still a long shot, but we'll keep plugging away at it, and that's all we can do. And we keep trying. But I've managed. When I started it in 2020. I did 700 stitches in the whole of 2020 on it. So when I picked it up last year and was doing it for Zombie Run, I managed 2 3/4 pages because I've only done about 800 stitches on it this month. Oh no, 900. 1,200 stitches this year so far on it. So, and that's given me another page finish. So let's hope. Just keep going, eh? And it's only been called for Whip Go once. So, and it's on my Whip Go board 8 times. So, Whip Go call equals 900 stitches. Just in case you wondered. And then I worked on my favourite things, which was a cross stitcher monthly series from Cross Stitcher in 2020 by Zoe Patching. And there we go, there's that one. That is April, because it says so at the top. I did swap it out. There should have been a bike here, but because my kids have birthdays in April, I thought I'd put that in from May, because it didn't mean anything in May to us. So put that in for, oh, words carry, April. The little tags go here, but I did buy, oh, I'm going to see them. FFO stuff. So I bought these, which are a bit bigger than what I actually need, but I kind of got an idea for a finish with them now. So, you know, we will see. And I'll explain that when I show you later. Oh, I'll have that in as well. Yeah, so there we go. Random side. But if I do what I think I might do, I do need to fill this gap with something, because what there should be is a little tag covered in floss. So I might have to put another doodad in there with some description. It's actually, I've got February's here, because February's not too bad. Because the February one, it should go here. But I mean, I could literally just stitch a heart in there and it would be fine. Or was it supposed to go up there? No, I think it's supposed to go there. January one's a bit more gappy. Let's have a quick look at them. Yeah, see? The March one, and they're all slightly different sizes. The March one's supposed to fit in there, and I don't really need anything else in there. So I might just have a quick look through some of the other ones and just put another little something there. Maybe find a teeny tiny bunny or something. Oh, that would be cute. Oh, note to self. All right. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a tiny, tiny bunny in it. I've got to find one now. Right. So put a little bunny in there, and then which I need to do today if I want to FFO that this weekend. Okay, note to self. Right. So because I did that, I moved on. Oh, there we go. And there's the start of May. So that's the grass for the bike to stand on. I don't know why I've put it in that pile. Got all my FFO stuff in here. And then June I'd already started, because I'm assuming I started it on the longest day last year. So it's a bit, let's put that behind it as well. There's the start, there's June. So all I had done was a tiny bit, like a couple of rows of the strawberry. So the strawberry, got the lemonade, and we've got the start of the rose. So, and that is Vintage Country Mocha. That is not a foggy, actually it's not a Zweigart. I just realised I thought it was a Zweigart, but it isn't, because there's no orange in the selvage, but it's just kind of a raw linen. I was going to order some more vintage, and I was like, no, I've got loads of fabric. April, bless her, when she sent me a huge bundle of stuff that she just wasn't going to stitch on, because she doesn't like that count anymore. So I went through and just basically pulled out anything in my stash that was kind of neutral, except for that, that one, which I thought might work, and then that one. But that's kind of my, if I really, really have to, last piece. I really like the colour of that. But there's a massive piece of Monaco, which I might use. So it's that catch-22. I've got not many small scraps of it. You know, I mean, this was just I managed to get 2 on this one. I should have cut my Vintage Country Mocha bit. I could have gotten another one out of it. So I'm a bit frustrated by that, because I seem to have like kind of like that much. If I'd added it all together, it would have been enough for another one. But I don't know. I don't remember how I cut it. Probably just into 4 or something. Because I know I've gotten 4 out of it. But anyway, it's neither here nor there. It could end up just being that long edge. So I'm just kind of planning on using up scraps. Oh, that's 32 cut. Ooh, that could work. Anyway, sorry, random kind of like rabbit hole. Right. Yeah, so that's the last of my whips, and with the starts of my FFOs. And my other FO is, I'm really pleased to have gotten done, which I thought was going to be kind of a year-long project. It turned out to be 2 months. Is Sword, a Little Rag by Shakespeare's Peddler, kindly loaned to me. So that's going home. I need to do a big post office run. I've got loads to go out. So, but I'm waiting for something to come in that needs to go out, if that makes sense. So I think I'll do it all together next week. So this is just under some raw linen, and slightly, I didn't do the 4-sided stitch alphabet and changed the colour, but I did put in, and I slightly altered the bottom row, and then I put my initials and the date in here. So that's over 1, and I just put another doodad there. I should have probably done a bigger one, but I kind of just made some stuff up there. I actually did put a 4-sided stitch just in there, just to kind of as a nod to the fact it was in there. So stitched on some 32 count raw linen with 2 silks. One was a mosaic, one was a pure palette soy silk. There we go, and that's project's done. And I don't know why I kept it for 2 years before doing anything about it, because I love stitching on it and it's taken me no time at all. Silly. I am going to, at the bottom had all the pearl buttons. I do have them. I bought an absolute load of them. Well, not pearl buttons, but I am other pearls, I think. When one of my stitching shops closed, one of my haberdashery closed down, I paid £1 and I've used loads, and I've sent people, given people away. But I knew they were a good buy. You know when you just kind of know. And I'm going to stitch those at the bottom, and I have a frame for it over there. So providing it all fits, that's where it's going in. Yay! Another thing to do this weekend. Okie dokie, let's talk plans. So my immediate plans are FFO, this great pile, plus whatever I've just knocked that way. Yeah, my kind of haul-ish. My frames came in from, they've been filmed together, there's 2 of them, which will be for, they're just plain black frames. It's kind of a nice little, and it plain black frames, custom sized ones from my local frame shop, ready for Blackbird and Raven's Reply, and I'm looking forward to getting those done. I've been, so as you can see, so up until last week this didn't have, up until last week this was just like this, and I knew it needed something, and I just for the life of me couldn't figure out what it was. And the swags of beads that I made at Christmas, like the ones I've used on Jack Frost, which still hasn't been put away. I've still got 2 Christmas pieces out, you know. I knew it needed something, didn't know what. So I saw the swag and I was next to it, and I was kind of like, oh, I could do mini ones, so that matched. So that's what I did, and they. Oh, I'm just going to put that back on. They are done in the most basic form. Right there, let's push that down. And I probably will need to do a bit of finagling to them as time goes by, but that's why that one's. Anyway, so I just pick some kind of colours that I liked. And then I am going to create some cording to go all the way around. And rather than stitch the tags on, I need to hold this up. When I found these in the works, which I must put them in my Stitch from Stash budget, I'm going to, from the cording, hang one of the tags with the things wrapped around. So that's my plan. So it'll hang down. So there'll be something here, something up there, and I think they're all going to look really good. So that's my plan. So when I've got those to do that with, and then I spent yesterday and most of the time I spent the entire day, but you know, when I had a spare half an hour, I threaded up some beads. I just bought a big, a big mixed bag from Amazon. I'm just going to pick it up like that and do that. They do need to be finished off slightly better than they are. So that's what I bought that. So there are 250 beads, and then I bought a bag of white ones as well because it didn't have any white in it. And that's what I've used. And yeah, I went through, kind of pulled a colour scheme together. Some of it's slightly different. I might alter a couple of colours in the things as I go along. But yeah, really, really happy with it. Looking good. What's next? Other plans, stitching plans. As I said, cardinal points has been called. No. Whipco's been called. The numbers were 15 and 21. So for this, so there's my Whipco is a bingo style game hosted by Jessie Marie. There's my Whipco board. And there's my other Whipco board. So this decides what I stitch for Animal Adventure. So I've got double monthly series. I'm so pleased about that. I didn't think I would be. I'm like, yes. I'm really enjoying stitching on them. So that's 900 stitches. That's potentially 3 blocks each is about 600 stitches, so that's potentially 3 blocks done. That would be awesome. Which will take me, so it'll be May, June, July. Yeah, chances are I'll get May, June and July finished. So, and maybe even a start on August. We shall see. So, last month I got half of well-rounded done. I think I did 5 days on well-rounded, so not 7. So, but I'm not worried. I can catch up. I did not stitch on Huckleberry Farm at all. I might be able to get it out this. I'm going to stitch on it this weekend once, so that'll be 1, and then it got called again. So Huckleberry Farm in March needs 2 weeks. Spot Sampler got called. Excited about that. I haven't stitched on that in a long time, and I really love that design. And as you can see, I've got 3 finishes. So S Ward, who's on there twice, hasn't been called once, and also Quaker Bee. So not to be confused with Quilting Bee, and I keep writing QB down for my notes, and then I get confused as to which one it was, especially last month when I was stitching on both of them. So yeah, I'm not disappointed with my whip go. I a bit about Huck Farm, but hopefully that will really galvanise me to, and realistically, if I can't get 14, 10 is my aim now, so it will get thrown into all my daily 30s, so it's gonna have to. I might even make it my daily 30. Right, so there we go. Hobbycraft sent me a £5 voucher and told me I needed to spend it by last Sunday, so I went to Hobbycraft and put the MC. So obviously that's not a £5's worth, that's a £10's worth. So I only spent £5 on 10 skeins, which is good. So far this year for Stitch from Stash, I've spent £15. Pleased about that, because my magazine subscription and my fabric subscriptions don't count. But British Stitchers, if you have a works near you, or go online, they have my Congdon books in for a £5. They're renewing this week. They are the full, very good quality books. This only came out last year. This only came out in 2020, so it's not like they're old. I just couldn't believe it. They're still going for £12, £13 on Amazon. So, because I went and checked that, I thought, do you know what? I'm going to go into the work. I was spent a £5, that's fine. They were an impulse buy. Actually, I only spent £9 because I had a voucher for works as well. But, I'm going to go on Amazon, and they're going to be on Amazon for a £5. And it's going to be kind of like, well, you could have paid for that for many times. I did toy with putting this one on my Christmas list. I was very and I was like, nah. I could, there are other things I wanted more, like my cording drill and, yeah. Anyway, super happy I bought these. They are beautiful, beautiful books, as you would expect from Emma Congdon. There is, is that all in? There we go. I think they're beautiful. There we go. I've got no plans to stitch anything from them yet, but they're lovely just to look through. And for a £5, I'll spend that on a magazine. These are beautiful books. So Cross Stitch for the Soul. Okay. If you want me to do flip throughs, just say below. No, or I might do some anyway. I know, and she's got a new one coming out, Cross Stitch for the Heart, soon. I saw that she'd posted it, gone to the printers or something. Yeah, so I bought that. What else? I'm trying to think what else I bought. A couple of other bits and pieces for finishing. I'm planning on recording. I've got some ideas. I've been in an idea kind of dead spot for Flosstube ideas for my other weekly ones, not my fortnightly stitch updates. So I've now got some ideas, and when they kind of all come at once, and you're kind of like, well, that's going to keep me busy. I nearly recorded one last week, and I just not last week, week before. I don't know. Oh, do you know what? I'm going to record this and realise that last week was my regular update, but I don't think it was. I was going to cut, and I set the plan. I thought, it would have been last week. Yeah, I didn't have the energy for it. I was just kind of like, no, I've got a million things I need to do instead. So I didn't. I stitched all day. It was wonderful. Right. So I shall probably do some flip throughs of the books. I'm going to do I'm loath to call them tutorials because they are not, but I'm going to do kind of, this is how I paint my frames thing. I'm actually going to record that after this. And then I've got, is it in here, or was that the one that hit the floor? Yeah. And I'm going to show you my finishing idea for this, because I found a couple of things in Hobbycraft and I went, yes, finishing idea. So I'm going to record that too, because it was a I'm all for super inexpensive ways of finishing. So because in my eyes the finish should not cost more than the actual pieces to stitch. So I mean, okay, you know, that was a free design on a piece of Ada that probably was 50p, given the fact that I think it came as an offer from Willow Fabrics for freebies. Not for freebies, but like kind of four pieces of Ada this size if you pay the postage for £2 or something. So technically it's like 50p a piece. Throws from stash. So it's kind of, yeah, it's probably going to cost more than that, but you know what I mean. You know, it shouldn't cost. If you spent, you know, £70 or £80 on a bigger piece, it shouldn't cost you £300 to have it framed. So I'm all for inexpensive finishing method. So that's going to be another cheap and cheerful way of finishing off those little kind of, what do you call them? Freebies and things like that we stitch on scraps. So really, really cheap way of doing that. Oh, words, Kerry, words. I've kind of got an idea around something about needles and about needle storage and stuff like that. So that could be fun to do. It might be a disaster. It might turn out to be just not publishing post worthy. So I might not do it, but I'm going to give it a go. And the books and yeah. I might do one on bead garlands and stuff like that, because you can buy them, but you can also buy a giant bag of beads and do it yourself. And then you get exactly the colours you want. So I'm just going to try and do a few kind of, these aren't tutorials, but these are kind of how I do things videos. That's my plan. So back to haul. Cross Stitcher magazine. Oh, it's me thinking 20-minute video. Okay, Cross Stitcher magazine. This is issue 381. There's the contents page. I haven't bought the cover kit in. I thought it was tucked in the magazine. It clearly wasn't, but it's for that biscornu there. It's very pretty. Designed by probably Susan Penny. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Another picture of it. It's pretty. Next week, it's a card kit of houses. Kind of remind me of Dutch ones. Are they having a Dutch moment? Yeah. I just saw the bicycle on it as well. Yes. Okay, and it says celebrate a city break. I'm thinking Amsterdam. Right, okay, let's whip through. Out there, apparently it's all about dinosaurs. Those are Hawthorne Handmade. Never heard of them. What's trending? Picnic basket is stitching with Julian. That's just the chart. Usual Willow Designs offers. No, I think that screams to me. Although they do skeins for 30p. Zoe Patching 2022 series. To plant a garden is to believe in tomorrow. I think that's in Emma Condon's book as well. Makes me want to check now. I think that phrase certainly is, anyway. Or saying. That's Rebecca Spencer. It's bugging me now because I think it is. Or maybe it was one that she previewed for Cross Stitch from the Heart. I don't know. Anyway. Needles and Notions, their letters and stuff page. We've got Make a 3D Windmill, which is quite funny considering I opened this on the day that Lottie had her windmill project to do. That was quite fun. Sails aren't the right size though. Sails on windmills go to the ground, pretty much. And we've got Dutch Delights, Accelerating Delft Wire. Some hoops for cups of tea from Doreen Jones. Can't turn the page. An article about Matchbox cross stitch kits. Part 2 of the Elephant Afghan. Wow. I mean, obviously it's granted it's grey, but pretty much you will need lots of different greys, but 5 skeins of one and 8 skeins of another. That's a lot. We've got a dinosaur library, told us all about dinos. Although I think Cloud's Factory have knocked that alphabet out the park. It's gorgeous. And if I had younger children, I'd be stitching that because I think it's awesome. This is pretty. Faye Walsh, little 9-patch sampler. Okay, who's designed this? Because I need a name. Amanda Butler, Cut Through Lighthouse. And yes, that is full coverage. Pretty cool though. You certainly could get one of a Cloudy Ada and just do bottom down in the lighthouse. Oh, it's a part work one, so that's just part 1, which is basically the bottom up to probably going with it's probably a 2 part. It's about halfway. Stitch challenge is that. What do they do with them? A brooch. So they are full coverage. But actually the stitches, this is quite handy. And I'm just going to, what they have done is they've talked about samplers and, I can't do this, I should just use my hand. They've talked about samplers, and which is really, it's a nice little feature, but they've talked about signing your work. And they've actually a small backstitch alphabet with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different fonts, numbers and letters, of also including like third, TH, ST, RD for first, second, third, fourth. So yeah, they haven't done an ND for second. We could easily do that one. Anyway, yeah, so I think it's actually really quite a useful thing in there. It's almost the kind of thing I would photocopy out and note the page, note the issue number, and kind of keep within my file of random things. Crossword, and then Paris is the travel stitch along with Amanda Butler. That's the their yearly one this year. That block is full coverage. And next month is there we go. That's what's coming up in March. So there we go. Right. Oh crikey, this video's long. I'm sorry. 100,000 subs club. Right. Before we do anything else, we need to congratulate Sarah. And thanks, Sarah. Thanks to Sarah Stitching Mommy for giving Sarah our Stitching Kingdom a shout out, which rocketed her over at the 1,000 subs club, and it was amazing to see her do it. And I'm so pleased for it, because like, yay, go Sarah. It's been a long time coming, and it's so thoroughly deserved. And if I had party poppers, I'd be pulling party poppers, and it'd all be exciting. But I don't. So, way to go, Sarah, and happy birthday for yesterday too. So under 1,000 subs club. There is one on here that may have tipped 1,000 subs, but I'm not entirely sure. So, and I haven't checked because I watched the video kind of at the start of the week, and I haven't been back to check. And they were when I started, but they were close. Which is 2 Needles Pulling Thread, which is Kathy and her sister-in-law, whose name I didn't write down. And I'm going to say Missy, and I'm going to be wrong, and I'm sorry, Kathy. they both stitch slightly different, but it's really nice that they've kind of, you know, they live close together. They've been stitching as long as they've been both kind of rediscovered stitching just before the pandemic, and they have a mutual appreciation of other things, even though each other's things, even though they don't stitch quite the same things. So it's I really enjoyed their video. They're new, but they're really they're in Maine in the US, but they're quickly. Their first video, the picture quality wasn't great, but they've addressed it and it's dealt with. So don't be put off by the picture quality in the first one, because it wasn't unwatchable at all. It was just a bit blurry in places. That's fine. But they've kind of really, they've ironed out the kinks. They're really good. I really enjoyed their videos. And when we've got CLU High Heeled Stitcher, which is Charlotte. She's a UK stitcher and she's doing stockings, and she's just celebrated a 4-year Flosstube anniversary. She stitches full coverage. We have got Cross Stitch Farmhouse, whose name I didn't write down, and I've watched two videos. I've got a third in the queue, and I haven't written her name down. And I can't remember, but she's got a really cute stitching room. She's got this like really nice cabinet behind her. So there we go. There's another couple. Sorry. Yeah. So those will be on the in the Google Doc that Sarah's kindly put together, and I'm contributing to. So that's there. But yeah. Right. I'm gonna leave it here. I've got stuff to do, but you've got stuff to do. There's plenty of Flosstube to watch, so take care, friends. I'm going to be back I should be back next week with my frame not a tutorial. I don't know what I'm going to call it yet. And yeah, take care, friends. Have a great stitchy fortnight. Stay safe. Look after your friends. And I'll see you in 2 weeks. Take care. Bye-bye.